It's interesting, we're speaking now in the time of a major economic challenge or catastrophe, or however you want to view it, in Hebrew, matzav. A lot of people, and I've been meeting with people of different generations, and interestingly, I had a meeting with an octogenarian this past week, and the question he put to me was really interesting. Someone who's been investing in the Jewish community, for his whole life. His question to me was, what is the Jewish community going to look like in 50 years? And I said to him, that's the great opportunity to sort of give the elevator pitch and to say, well, it's this program, or it's this activity, it's our organization that did. And I resisted the temptation to do that. Instead, I said, I can't tell you exactly what it's going to look like in 50 years. But I can tell you I have a pretty firm belief, a pretty strong sense that 50 years from now, Jews are going to be going to college. And they're going to be going to pretty much the same colleges that they're going. And those are colleges that we have a Hillel presence on. And the one thing that has transmitted through the generations, and particularly in American society where higher education, which started in a period where there were quotas at the best schools in the country, and has ended at a point where almost all, I think 7 of the 8 Ivy League universities have had Jewish presidents. I believe that the number of Jews in faculty positions and senior administration positions are arguably disproportionate to other segments of society. Almost by any barometer you want to look at, American higher education and the Jews has presented a great meeting ground. And Jews have been very beneficial, very supportive of higher education as a result. So it's been a good symbiotic relationship. As a result, we know that more than anything else that you can imagine Jews doing, they are going to go to college. And we know which colleges they're going to go to in the largest percentage. So if 85 to 90% are going to go to college, and an additional perhaps 90% of them are going to be on about 110 campuses. That number may change over time given some of the economic changes on campuses, but a very large percentage of them are going to be on about 50 or 60 different universities. We know that if we focus our resources, if we focus our attention in those places, we're going to have a very good shot during emerging adulthood to make the case for what it is to be a Jew. Now, it's absolutely critical that we get them from the cradle. We should make the case, and we should grow them in their homes. But the one place where we know we have a shot to speak to an individual away from their parents, and when they're going to be experimenting with all kinds of different questions about identity, will be when they're in college. So my answer to the community, and my question to the community is, where are we? What percentage of resources are we going to spend in order to ensure that as adults are getting ready to go off with their own identities of who they are, with their own personal preferences and narratives about the things that are going to form them as they become young adults, and frankly travel all around and go to a different job and go on to graduate school and move over the next decade or two of their lives, what are the memories that they're going to carry from their young adulthood that are powerful? Is it of being in Jerusalem? Is it of having a conversation about what it means to be a part of a community? Is it going to be about what is tzedakah? What, not the word, not the Hebrew translation, but what is the value of tzedakah? What is chai to them? It's a funny Yiddish word or something that they could wear in pride on their t-shirt and not know anything about, or on a necklace? Or does it actually stand for something? What is that value? I'm choosing these anecdotes not merely as reference points, but these are actually some of the student projects that I've seen students run with and really translate. Not top down. We're not Hillel saying, here, go do this program about tzedakah. It works the exact opposite way. The best stuff that's happening is the stuff where the students themselves define what chai is, where the students themselves tell us what are their tzedek issues that speak to them. And for some, it's Darfur. And for others, it's Jewish welfare issues in the former Soviet Union. And for others, it's the treatment of Israel in the UN or at the Durban Conference or something else that speaks to them as being fundamentally problematic or fundamentally something that they want to address on their own terms. So Hillel is today an organization that over 85 years has seen lots of crises and tragedies and challenges, economic and otherwise. And what we've noticed is that students are looking for value in their lives, and at the same time, as you raise the bar, you can identify not only the top leaders, because we don't only look for leaders. We tend to find leaders on campus. We find them not only at Hillel. We find them at the head of the Darfur group and the head of the school newspaper and the fraternity council and all those different student leadership activities. I think for a long time the Jewish community was built on a very specific notion when we first started that you had to teach Jews how to be leaders.